There's speculation that the report into the Stafford hospital scandal, where hundreds of patients died needlessly over a 4-year period, is to recommend that hospitals that cover up failings should be threatened with fines or even closure. Ashish Joshi is here to discuss this a little bit more. So what's the detail of this report? Do we know what it's actually going to say?
We know the sort of areas it's going to cover. I mean, a lot of this isn't a secret anyway, because Robert Francis QC, the man who presided over this public inquiry, also held the first report into the scandal back in 2010. Remember, this was between the years 2005 to 2008, 1,200 patients dying needlessly, squalid conditions. You know, some of them had been in soil sheets for up to 3 weeks without having a shower. Basic care. Basic care. This is what this is really all about. And this is a public inquiry to try and make sure that a scandal like this never happens in the NHS again. It talks about the accountability of NHS managers, making sure that if they're presiding over a scandal like this, they simply don't melt away and move into another top NHS job, which it seems like it has happened in this case, that any professionals, doctors and nurses, if they're reported to their professional bodies, action is taken against them. That hasn't happened. And also just about systemic failure, making sure if you identify one hospital where this is occurring, that it's easy to find other hospitals. Because you've identified one, it's easy to identify others. Those are the broad brushstrokes. Essentially, we don't know what's contained within the report, but we kind of know because of the 2010 report by Robert Francis. Let me just read you what he said in that report, and that'll give you an indication of which way this one's heading. He said back then, it should be recognised that where a standard of care acceptable to patients and the public or sufficient professional staff to provide that care cannot be delivered for financial or other reasons, the relevant service should be closed or suspended until such standard can be achieved. There he's talking about the culture of fear that prevented managers from doing their jobs because they were obsessed with meeting government targets. The public inquiry is due out, the report due out later this month.
OK, should be interesting. Thanks, Ashish.